Hello friends. Well, it's so great to be back here with you today. We finally got the chart printing again. We were missing data from 6 days. 3 of those days there was partial data. But thank goodness the chart is printing again. So I just thought I'd make a quick video to celebrate that with you all. Right now, there's really nothing that you can see on the chart. And if anything interesting has occurred, we have certainly missed seeing that. This is the chart before the data stopped printing. It's interesting because there was this hard stop that I had perceived there. This was right after the eclipse, the day after the eclipse, that it stopped printing. You know, we have had some solar system events. We had Jupiter go retrograde. I believe that was on Sunday. Then there's Saturn and Uranus on Monday, I believe it is. I don't know if they were in opposition or squaring, but going at each other. So there hasn't been much activity. Here, I'll show you. This is for this time frame, those 6 days. This is the geomagnetics here. There's a slight rise here at about 2 a.m. on, is it 2 a.m.? Yeah, 2 a.m. on the 16th in Tomsk. So that's 2 a.m. on the 16th is, so we can't see what happened there. But geomagnetics are not always associated with seeing correlations on the Schumann chart. So I think it depends on what direction solar energy is pointed at, whether it's pointed at Earth or not. I don't really know. And then in terms of the solar flares, this is what we've got for these last few days. Just going back to, again, June 10th, that was the last time we had a C-class flare. So really the solar activity has been quiet. But it looks like, I don't know, I'm interested to hear what you guys think, because I know that the last few days have been super, super intense for me personally, and that often does come with intense energies. It wouldn't surprise me if there had been very intense energies over the last 6 days, and I just have to wonder if, the mechanism wasn't, if there was something where it wasn't able to receive the data for one reason or another. The only interesting image on the chart here is this, like, I call it the little dude. It looks like a little guy, doesn't it, on the chart, between about 4 hertz and about 11. And I don't know, 4 hertz is our subconscious and 11 is our alpha waves. So in terms of interpreting images on this chart, I know that there's been all this talk about aliens and that kind of stuff. So I just wonder if that's a representation of that coming into human consciousness, because I do look at the Schumann as being reflective of human consciousness. If we look at the black charts, there's not much we can tell from the frequencies. The white resonance was close to its high, but not at its high. The amplitude was interesting because in just the data that we have, you have a green spike here, significantly higher than any other of the resonances, and that's unusual. I know that red looks like it's very high here, but really it's just at a little over 7. This is basically white's at 6.5, so it's not too far off the red number, and then 5.2 for yellow. So it's unusual for green to spike so much higher than the other resonances. So I thought that was interesting and unusual on this chart. Then the other thing that was interesting in the qualities, which are the, I guess I would call it the pureness of the frequency, the clearness of it. There's a spike here at 19, and there was a spike here at 19 in red. Otherwise than that, those are strong numbers in the white and the red. But really, we can't tell anything else from this chart. So I'm just here to celebrate the return of the data with you. And I did go through some ideas of conjecture in my last video. If you haven't seen it, I've got some really interesting stuff in it. It was a 58-minute video with 58 seconds when I was done recording, and it's got a table of contents in the video details, so you can kind of pick little areas that you want to go to in terms of topics. I also talk about solar system effects in that video along with no data, so those might be interesting for you. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back, Schumann Chart. Thanks for being here.